Welcome. It is Shannon with Pickin' Boots Vintage down in Fort Myers, Florida. I want to say thank you for joining me today on the Dixie Belle main page. Today we're going to have some fun with color. Now, before we get started on today's project, I just want to show you what I did about, I think it was a couple weeks ago on the Dixie Belle main page. It was this dresser here. I used all the fall colors, collard greens, coffee bean, Florida orange, terracotta, and buttercream. Well, I started, if you saw the video, I started and I had all the different colors kind of laid out as a base coat, and then I said that I'd show you what it looks like. Well, this is what it became. Now, I know it's a little bit far for you to see. However, if you're interested in seeing what it looks like close up, you can go to my Instagram page, which is Pickin' Boots Vintage, and I have some up close, beautiful pictures of this piece. Now, on Instagram, Dixie Belle is having a little series. It is for the month of October. It is called Dixie Belle Painttober. So that's why I finished this piece up with that. And so if you have anything that's fun, anything that's fall, Halloween, spooky, make sure you go on Instagram and tag Dixie Belle and Painttober. It's going to be a nice fun series for October. All right, so we are here today because we are painting around the house. A couple weeks ago I did my front door. I did it again with, it was very weather beaten and sun beaten. I live in South Florida. We have torrential downpours, and then we have the blazing sun. So we have a lot of elements down here in Florida. So I redid my front door using the Dixie Belle No Paint and Gel Stain, and it came out gorgeous. Make sure you check that video out. You can scroll back through some of the Dixie Belle videos and check that out. Okay, so let's get started with what I'm going to paint today. This does not happen to be at my house, but it could be in yours. All right, here it is. Look at this gorgeous piece. This is a small buffet, lots of intricate detail, and we're going to paint this today. Can you take a guess at what color I am going to paint this? If you have a guess, please throw it in the comments. Let me know what you think I'm going to do. Let me just tell you, it's going to be fun. I got this piece about 6 years ago. My oldest son and I went on a road trip. We went to the longest garage sale, which runs from Michigan all the way down to Alabama, and you can just find amazing pieces, unique, and stuff that we can't find down here in Florida. So that's a great trip that we would like to go on, and this past August, we went and we got some great pieces too. Let me just show you. Now, when I first got this, I wasn't going to paint it because it is so beautiful. The wood is beautiful. But the top was in awful condition. It was awful. So let me show you what I did. I tried to mask it. I simply painted it, and then I wrote the word, I stenciled coffee and had coffee here. I don't know if you can see it with the glare, but so this was in the shop for a while, and it had the Keurig machine, the coffee, but I am so over that. I'm ready to have some fun. So throw your guesses at what you think I'm going to paint this. The top still is a little bit rough, but it looks way better than it did. Of course, the first thing I did, I've already prepped it. I've already used the White Lightning. For those of you that might not know what White Lightning is, it is a product that Dixie Belle has that you mix up with some warm water, and then you wipe and wash your piece to get all the old furniture polish off. Furniture polish, anything dirt, grime, or grease, it'll get it off and allow your paint to adhere. All right, so are those guesses coming in on what color I'm going to choose? First of all, before I get started with the color, I'm definitely going to use my oval medium brush. This is because, all these details and carvings, when you have this brush, you can just simply go in circles and it'll go in and fill all those crevices. which you can't really get when you use the mini. So this is why I'm going to be using my oval medium brush, my favorite brush for legs with all carvings and detail. Okay, so are you ready to find out what color I'm going to paint it? Bear with me, it will look gorgeous when it's done. Where is it? Okay. I'm going Florida orange the whole way. I love it. Love, love, love this color. It is going to brighten this piece, and it's just going to be gorgeous. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go over to the side. Now, I've thought about this, and I could do blending. I could do all kinds of different things on here, but it is so intricate with detail that sometimes doing too much on it, you can really lose the piece and the history, you know, what am I trying to say? The integrity of the piece. There we go. Now, Dixie Belle has really good coverage on their paint. I have found, though, with the Florida orange, especially going over a dark color, that it's a little bit more translucent, it feels to me. But once I throw the second coat on here, it'll be gorgeous. Now remember I told you about the detail? I'm not even using that much paint, but if you just swirl, it's amazing how easy and simple it gets in all of the crevices and the craters of the design of this piece. I absolutely love fall. I totally miss it. Living in Florida, we really don't get much of, you know, the different seasons and stuff down here. So during Halloween, most of the kids are sweating with their costumes on, going around trick-or-treating. Now, if you notice, I just went up and down really quick, and it didn't get into the lines of the carvings, but put a little bit more paint on it and swirl, giving it a little bit of pressure, and it goes right in to those carvings. There we go. I'm really hoping that this paint will dry quick today so we can start on the second coat, just so you guys can see what it's going to look like. Okay, let me pop over here. Okay, so getting back to living in Florida and no seasons. Well, I grew up north, and we had all the changes of the seasons, and fall was always my favorite. I guess probably because fall, a little bit of a nice breeze, and then it always is like the gateway to all of the holiday seasons. Starting with, of course, Halloween, trick-or-treating, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then, of course, New Year's Eve. Okay, remember, I'm just swirling, and as I swirl, I give it a little bit of pressure, and it goes right into all of those grooves. If you're painting and you get stressed out or you're having a hard time getting in the grooves, get an oval medium. It works miracles. So I'm going to go ahead and swirl this in, and it goes right into all those little cracks and crevices. I can do it this way too, but it tends to get a lot more paint when I do it that way. So if I swirl, it doesn't seem to leave as much paint in the cracks and the crevices. It's a little bit of a workout. I went to the gym this morning, and of course it was arm day, so my arms are feeling it a little bit right now with all this swirling. So, how's it looking so far? I was really worried at first about the bleed through because it's the dark color. But after I had already painting the top a few years back, it never bled through even when I applied the poly to the top. Sometimes, just on another note, sometimes when you are painting and you didn't use the boss because you didn't think you needed to, and you paint and it's absolutely fine, but then after you apply your top coat, like your clear coat or your gator hide, sometimes it'll pull the tannins through your paint. So just be careful. There's another good thing about this oval medium brush with these big Jacobin legs. It gets right into all that detail really fast. So, as much as I love fall, I got a call from a friend, I don't know, I guess about a week ago, and she was like, hey, I want to go see some fall leaves. Do you want to go? I was like, yeah. So, needless to say, this weekend we are flying up with our spouses and we are going north and we are going to go see some fall leaves. I'm so excited. Okay. Give this a once coat here. I really don't want to paint over this because it's so cute, but I have to because it goes with what I want to accomplish. Painting legs and chairs are not my favorite because they're so dimensional that I always seem to miss parts of them and I have to go back and fix it. And I know there are some people out there that absolutely love to paint chairs, but you have to be really patient to paint chairs. The first two are okay, but once you get to the third and fourth one, it becomes a little taxing. Okay, let me get this. I'm just going to move my festive leaves. So, do you have any questions? Go ahead and you can pop them in on the comments, and either the Dixie Belle moderator can answer it, or I always go back after my lives and I answer any questions. Again, see how easy this using the medium brush is? It just gets in all the cracks and crevices just by applying a little bit of pressure. And then after you do that, because you might have swirl marks or whatever, you can just go back and lightly give it a nice brush. Whoops. All right, so let's take a peek. Make sure I didn't miss any on the back of these legs. Something else you want to consider too is when you're painting with a lot of detail, there always seems to be drips. So, you need to go back, and I just want to make sure that I don't have any drips, because drips are not good for when you're painting. Missed a little section back here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the top real quick, and then I hope to come down here and put another coat on so you can see what it's going to look like. It's you can still see there's a lot of the dark from the dark wood showing through. Now on the top here, which I had already had it previously painted like I showed you in the beginning of the video, the color of the Florida orange is truer orange than what I have down here because it's going over a buttercream color. So I've already told you guys why I love fall. It reminds me of my youth, growing up north. How many of you guys love fall? I don't know, I guess it's the one I miss the most. I really don't miss the snow that much. Though, as a child, I did play in it quite a bit. But, something about fall. Just the boots, the flannels, bonfires, caramel apples, all that kind of fun stuff. If fall is not your favorite season, what is yours? Whoops. Ta-da! The Florida orange is one of the colors that Dixie Belle has, I don't want to say discontinued because that would not be the right term. It would be cut back on. It is only available in the 16-ounce sizes. There are 5 colors that are like that, and Florida orange happens to be one of them. But I absolutely love this color, and I carry all 69 colors, even the discontinued ones. Okay, whew. If you know anybody who loves orange or fall as much as me, and you think they might be interested to see what this small buffet looks like, you can share this video with them. All right, look at this. Wow, what a difference. Whoops, I can see where I missed. When I get on screen, I tend to go a little bit faster just because I know it gets a little, it's like watching paint dry. Just kidding. Okay, so let's go back and let's start. I'm going to, some of this is dry. I'm going to go ahead and start putting my second coat on, and just to see. Sometimes if you put the paint on too early, what you do is you just push the paint, and that's not what I want to do. But I want to kind of show you how pretty it is. Again, I'm just going to lightly hit that. Swirls to get into your crevices. Some areas I might do a third coat. It just depends, because I am going to probably warm the brightness up a little bit, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to get another quick coat on here. Yeah. Some of these areas are still a little bit wet, so it's not taking as well, but I also considered painting this barn red, because red is another favorite color of mine. I like the bright colors. I have a few people in my store that don't like the bright colors as much as I do. They tend to use white a lot, but that's okay. It looks good on everything they put. Okay, so can you tell the difference between the second coat and the first coat? You can see it's a lot brighter. I'm gonna go ahead and do this leg here. What's nice about this oval medium brush is it holds a lot of paint. And it gets into all those cracks and crevices. Okay, let's take a peek. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and put another light coat over here of the orange. I just want y'all to see how beautiful the Florida orange can make a piece of furniture. Now I know this will not be for everybody, but for you color lovers out there, or fall lovers, I think you may appreciate this. The medium brushes, they actually come in a small and a medium. I tend to use this one the most just because I generally am typically working on a bigger piece of furniture. Again, swirling to get into those cracks and the craters. A little bit more to even it out. Another option I considered with this piece was to start at the top and do the Florida orange and then fade into the Colonel mustard. But you know what? With so much carvings and everything, I just felt if I did too much, it would take away from the piece and the integrity of all the carvings. Okay, let me do the leg real quick. Now I'm going to be on again in 2 weeks, and I will be able to show you this all finished. And you will see, I know you will love what I'm going to finish it with. Let me just get this bottom here. If you were painting this piece, would you add anything different to it? Would you leave it orange? Would you blend in a little bit maybe on some of the carvings? What would you do? I am curious to know. Okay, so I'm going to worry about the sides and the top after the video. I just want to talk about what options there are for what I'm going to do. Now, this is a very bright piece. I can decide to keep it bright and just seal it with either clear coat or maybe in the top some gator hide. But, let's see where my piece is. I might use a little bit of the No Pain, the Voodoo Gel Stain in Tobacco Road. Maybe give it some of the details, some brown. Another thing is I can use the Dixie Belle dark brown wax. That would be really pretty too. Making sure I got into all of the detail. So many options with Dixie Belle. I can also use the Van Dyke glaze. The glaze. It would be beautiful to warm up some of this brightness. And then again, I could just simply use some coffee bean and maybe blend in a little bit of the dark on it. Those are my options of what I can do, or I can just leave it like this. I'm interested to know what you think I should do. I probably won't decide until I get it all painted in the Florida orange and step back and look at it, take a picture of it, and then decide. But I would really like to hear what you guys think. I just don't know if it's too bright or if I should warm it up a little bit with a light brown with either the Voodoo stain. So I would love to hear what you have to think, what you think I should do. And I'll be on again October 19th, and it's around the house. So I'm going to be doing a giant king-size bed in the front of my home. So that should be pretty interesting, providing it doesn't rain. Be showing you slick stick and then how to paint the bed and all of the fun stuff. Okay, I want to say thank you for joining me. Again, check out the Dixie Belle DD Paint Tober on Instagram, and see you soon. Okay, bye.